Yo, guess who's back again? It's the AK Update, our weekly series coming to you every week without fail, keeping it consistent. Coming back with some interesting topics, some hot takes, some things we watch week to week, and today we have another special one. Hope you enjoy.
Yo guys, welcome back to the AK Update. Back like we never left. It's episode 49, and we're here again. And today with me we have Daniel.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the AK Update, and hope you enjoy this one.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Before we forget, always remember to follow us on the socials. We're on Instagram at the d.ak _mindset. We're on YouTube, AK Mindset. We're on Twitter, AK Mindset. Find us there. We'd like to interact and speak with you guys as well. But yeah, let's get into it. Do you want to start us off with the news, Dan?
Yep, so we did have two news topics, but we did have some breaking, unfortunate news that came out on Friday, even though the event happened a week prior. So the author of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, passed away at the age of 68 due to an acute subdural hematoma, which is a collection of bleeding in the brain. And yeah, that's really the news story of the week. So yeah, very unfortunate news. Young, but we celebrate his work and the impact he had on culture as a whole.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think I was just really happy to see how the kind of community, even outside the community, come together to appreciate what he's done for us as anime lovers. Really, I'm not even under. It goes without saying that without him, I would argue AK Mindset wouldn't be here because of the kind of influence it had in almost everything we do, our favorite shows. And yeah, so it's, let's say, a celebration of life. That's what I wanted to ask, like, what was your favorite moment from Dragon Ball, whether it's the original or the other series, and who your favorite character is?
So obviously, because Dragon Ball is a very long series, you even have Super, even though I don't want to count it, but I'll just do a moment from each series, even GT.
Oh, okay.
So I'd say for Dragon Ball, my favorite moment in that series is probably when I think he's on Kami's lookout and then he meets up with Master Gohan again. That was emotional but very warm scene. Especially because like that's the guy who raised Goku before he knew anyone. So that's one of my favorite moments in that series. Then for Z, probably when Vegito was first, like when he first arrived, he's my favorite fusion. Everything about him versus Super Buu was awesome. He just got that aura, and I mean he had the swagger, which I think what's the other one? Gogeta, yeah. He doesn't really do it for me. So Vegito, yeah. And then for Super, I'd probably say when Vegeta was beating up Goku Black after like this is like round 3, and he finally is like actually winning, because this whole time Goku Black's kind of been on them for the majority of their encounters. And then for GT, this one's a bit, I haven't watched this in a while, but I'll probably just say like I'll probably just say the farewell. Like I think it's just a perfect end to Goku's story. He rides off on Shenlong, he merges with the Dragon Balls, and he's just gone from the world. It's a good conclusion to his story, and I think it's like the shining spot in that whole series.
Okay, that's pretty good. Who would you say your favorite character is?
Favorite character is Piccolo.
Piccolo, respect to that. Actually, before I say mine, Unfortunately, Joe's not here with us. He's a bit under the weather, so wishing him good health. But his favorite character was Trunks, which is respectful. I bet almost every kid wanted to be Trunks when they were younger.
Future Trunks,
and
right?
his favorite, yeah, Future Trunks, yeah. I'm guessing anyway. He says Trunks, but I'm guessing it's Future Trunks. But maybe he's gonna clarify next time he's here. His favorite moment was from the Cell Saga, the Hyperbolic Time Chamber training, and yeah, that's for Joe. Then for me, I think I'll do what you did as well, even though I haven't watched as much Dragon Ball as you have. From the original series, I'd say my favorite moment was the first martial art tournament. That was really cool. I think I really enjoyed that. And I'd say the only other series I watched was Dragon Ball Z, and it was probably the Cell Saga, but the Cell games.
Okay.
The Cell games were fire to me. I really like that. And my favorite character is probably Kid Gohan. Yeah, it was just at that time I thought it was just really cool, and him being stronger than Goku was like, what? Impossible, stronger than Goku? And he was the first person to achieve Super Saiyan 2 as well, so it was just really exciting. I really liked him, and yeah, him whooping Cell's ass was it was so hyped to me. I really enjoyed that, and even Goku coming back to kind of help him with that final Kamehameha was amazing. And yeah, I'll say that's that's my favorite. Apart from that series, and my favorite character is probably Kid Gohan as well. I think I just really liked him before the rest. I'm not going to talk about here, but yeah, that's me. That's me.
Okay. Wait, so you never watched Super?
No, I've never watched Super. Yeah, I don't know. But now that I'm literally trying to complete the original Dragon Ball, I'll probably watch Z again, then follow up. It's gonna be a long journey, but I'll get there in the end. But yeah, I think it's kind of it's pushed me more to watch and catch up. So it's gonna be a good journey, no doubt.
Yeah, I think one of the things that that's come out from the passing is just the wide span that Dragon Ball has. You have so many things that makes reference to it, and you know, you just kind of think about like, just I don't know what was the aspect of the series that resonated with so many different people. You know, like for it to have so much influence in all these different series, like if you remember Fairly Odd Parents, they did a reference in one of the Channel Chip Chasers special. I remember they had a reference there, and then Powerpuff Girls, there's references there. So like
regular show,
see, it's everywhere, and I just wonder why. What made it so like special? I question that myself every time, because even like what Rick and Morty, Polar Opposites, there's so many series, so many shows, so many older like manga and anime. I thought it was like, oh, this was like kind of not existing at the same time, just before, and yeah, they still got like Trigun. I still had like so much and you can see the influence in it as well. So it's amazing, because I guess from the outside perspective, it seems like it's just like a simple shonen. But I don't know. I think it was. The influence was just there, and I think there's a lot more eloquent people that can probably explain it to us, and like how the paneling of like the show like revolutionized like what people did with manga and stuff like that. But it's just undoubtable that it's there. I mean, one of my two favorite series of all time, you could see the Oda and Kishimoto talking about how without him, basically, there would be no Naruto, there would be no One Piece. Yeah.
Even at Hunter x Hunter as well. They said basically he was like a god to him. It was just like almost larger than life. And yeah, man, it's just amazing to see that kind of impact from one man and his work. Like people like there's the French president, which I thought was sweet. The French president was like gave his thing, like his respects to him, to Chinese government, which is crazy because I swear they have beef with Japan as a whole. But they're like, yeah, we have to pay respect to this guy. Even football, like sports as well. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, League
like
One
AC Milan,
Serie A.
League One as well as a whole, Serie A as a whole. PSG did it, AC Milan did it, Leipzig. There's so many football clubs. Even I'm sure even Bournemouth and I think Solanke as well. There was so much influence. Even WWE as well, wrestling, NFL, basketball. He was larger than life, man. It was amazing to see one guy from this community really just being respected like that. It was amazing to see. But yeah, it was wonderful. I think the past few days, I think it touched me a little bit because I didn't know how much people loved him. Because it's like it's Dragon Ball, like you kind of respect it. Like even though sometimes Dragon Ball fans can be annoying, but it's like we respect it. It's like it's Dragon Ball though. It's like the grandfather of anime, people say, and it's just I think it was sweet. The kind of reception. It's almost like a celebration of life. Like my whole timeline on Twitter was just references, how it impacted so many people. I didn't even realize so many of the people I watch on YouTube or the influencers just love Dragon Ball. It's like you watch anime? Wait, what? Nah, someone said like he was so much respected like in the hood, and he was a big guy in the Latino community as well because apparently Dragon Ball came to like Mexico and some other Latin countries as well before America and England, so they were like almost ahead of the curve. So it was very heavy in the Latino community, and the people said like they'll make fun of you if you watch anime, but if it's Dragon Ball, it's like it's not the same as Dragon Ball. We understand that, and even a lot of bodybuilders as well got into bodybuilding because of want to look like Goku. So yeah, I think it's fun stories which I loved.
Yeah, that's true. And I think also like it wasn't only Dragon Ball that was like popular. He did Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger, which are like some the character designs that he did for I think those are like some of the most popular JRPGs. So I mean he was bigger than manga, and you know obviously I think we only mostly know him for the manga, but I would like to try play a Dragon Quest game just to see the character designs and just see like what he helped to instill in that series too. But yeah, he did a great job. And rest well.
But even before we move on, people were talking about I think his first series, Dr. Slump. I didn't even know he had another series apart from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And
that one was successful too.
Enough, that was really successful, and that's what most like I think it was Oda was like, God, I was reading it when I was young. I was like, what? I didn't know that. Because I'm not as a big like Aki. I'm not a big fan of him, but obviously Dragon Ball is just everywhere. So I know Dragon Ball, but I didn't know how much he did because he said it's bigger than anime and manga. His influence is crazy. So it was nice to see, I think.
Definitely. And I guess before we move on, I don't. Did you say your favorite fight?
Favorite fight? I mean, it's gonna be probably like Cell versus Kid Gohan.
Interesting.
Yeah, but then again, I've not watched like Hall of Super. I haven't watched any other series. I've not completed the main Dragon Ball yet, so it might change. But for now, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I think the only thing is like obviously you have the Super Saiyan 2 moment and he gets too cocky.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
He ends up killing his dad, but you know.
Yeah, I think it's because I think just the character of Gohan as well when he was young, because like someone who didn't want to fight, and it's almost like the power got to his head, and it's just almost like basically he killed his dad.
I mean, all the Saiyans are like that, like Vegeta, Goku, some to an extent, but yeah, they just
Goku be doing it too much. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna heal you up. What? I remember being so annoyed at that. Why are you giving him a senzu bean, bro?
I mean, he knew Gohan was stronger than him. That's why he was just like, it don't matter.
Still, don't give him any semblance of a chance. This is a bad guy. They don't fight fair.
Yeah,
you're weakened, perfect. But it's Goku. Sometimes he annoyed me with that. But Super Saiyan's like that. Cocky. I don't know if it's cockiness though. But maybe it is because like I know my son's gonna beat you, so be full power so he can beat you. So yeah, they like that. But I think it just adds to the character. You know, after all, Gohan is just a Saiyan like his dad, and Vegeta as well. So yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay. So next one. So we have Crunchyroll Awards always the same. So what happened, Ed?
I mean, I didn't pay attention to it. I think it's just a reaction, and obviously I follow Crunchyroll on Instagram. I think, yeah, I think it might be Instagram or like AK might said Instagram. Just for like one anime yet again swept house, even though JJK was really good, but the amount of awards it won was funny. When I think other series deserve shine, not saying that JJK doesn't, but it kind of swept House, and people were complaining about it as well. I was like, yeah, it's kind of the what we expected, same old, same old. It's always the same. One anime gets to shine and kind of forgets the other ones, and all the series just gets like almost the non-important awards. Just say, hey, look, what about you? Have this? You have the cutest kids. Like, what does that mean, bro? What does that really mean? So I just like, yeah, as expected, same. I don't think I will ever be there until, like we talked about it before, until something like drastically changes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even pay attention because I can't be complaining and then watching it. So
yeah,
if it's the same stuff that has been happening, then can't be surprised. But I mean, it's way more popular now, and they do a lot. But I mean, doesn't really do much for me. I mean, I'm not the audience for it, so as long as they're having fun, at least.
Yeah, they're having fun and making money, so they ain't gonna stop.
Exactly. Okay, and then I guess on that same topic, you had a hot take that seems related. I mean, I feel like this is something that's been discussed before in regard to this person, but I don't know. I think it's just sad that people try and always have to do this negative twist on things.
Yeah. Like you said, just connecting back to the Crunchyroll Awards, because as we know, they had Megan Thee Stallion there, and she was, I think she was hosting it. I think so, but
yeah, I think she was one of the award presenters.
So I think before that, she came out with like a cosplay of Gojo. Then on the award, she had a cosplay of JoJo characters, which I have not reached yet, so I don't know the name. Forgive me, please.
Yeah, she had Bruno Bucciarati.
Yes, which sounds like a cool name. I can't lie to you. And it was like a gender swapped character. And yep. I mean, she's never looked bad in a cosplay, ever. So, which I think surprisingly, I thought everyone was like, oh, she's an anime fan. She's indulgent in it. Or people like saying like, no, in the comment section for Crunchyroll, like, who is this? Who is this? Oh, what do you mean, who's this? You can't lie to me and say you don't know who Megan is. It doesn't mean you have to like a music or like her, but you can't say you don't know who Megan is. Then the normal, because she's black, the racist jokes were there. Then I think what annoyed me more is, some anime fans who say like, you know what? I think the big tweet that set off was like, I love Meg, but I low-key feel like she doesn't really know who these people are, talking about the people she's cosplaying. It just seems odd. I think it also sparked a conversation about why women get questioned for watching anime. It's like, oh, you watch Naruto? Name 5 characters. Which has always been odd to me. Because
just losers,
back in the day, losers, bro. Those are the reasons why people look down on anime nerds and blurs. Like, why? Because in my perspective, maybe I'm wrong. Like, in my perspective, if I see a baddie who likes anime, my first thought is, oh, I watch anime too. Come and see my collection. I have this, I have this. This is my favorite one. What's your favorite one? It's connection I'm trying to build immediately.
Exactly.
Not, oh, I'm gonna fact check. So you like Naruto? Who was Naruto's best friend when he was in the what?
Man, we don't care about that, man.
But you're a loser, man. Yeah. You're a legit loser. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm not have fun.
Not a big fan of all this trying to police gatekeep. It's dumb.
Jesus.
And I don't really understand how people can be questioning her when she's really been consistent since she's even blown up. Always talking about like Todoroki Hottie or whatever it was, Todoroki Tina. Sorry, like she's done it for time. Do you really think she's doing this to cater to the anime people? I doubt they even listen to her music. This is just something she likes. Like, I
Do you know
don't
that's
know.
what people were saying? Like, oh, she's trying to pander
No,
to the anime community of all people.
you know they won't. They're not listening to her music. Come on, like she doesn't get her sales largely driven because of anime fans. Like that's so. I don't know. I just
It's
it's
funny,
just
man.
tiring. I just don't understand why people care. Like even if she is pandering, like it's her life, man. If she
Yeah,
like I don't know, she wouldn't be cosplaying like those
that's
JoJo
the kid.
characters. The anime came out like 2019, so of course she might have watched it already. I don't think she would have cosplayed if she didn't know them. She
Yeah,
watches. I don't know. People are just
I mean,
weird.
Jeff the Kid. That's the one that surprised me the most. Jeff the Kid. Do you think she's gonna cosplay a character that came out that long ago? That's almost like a niche, because not everyone knows who Jeff the Kid is.
I mean, so is pretty. I mean, it's popular in the anime community, but like
It's
I
popular
guess
in the anime community, but I feel like you would tell if someone's like trying to pander, they're not gonna pick Death the Kid of all characters to cosplay. They're picking Goku,
true.
like Gojo. They're picking like what came out this year. Okay, I know this series is popular. I'm gonna start doing Shang Jin-Woo all of a sudden. Come on now. I think it's stupid. She's rapped about it in a song. She's been doing it for a long time, like Daniel said. And even like I saw she got like I think I forgot his name all of a sudden. The mangaka for My Hero Academia drew her as well.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think one of his assistants is like a big fan of
Big
her
mixed up.
Miracle cosplay.
Yeah. So come on now. Even like the mangaka of the series is appreciating her, but you can't because I don't know what the mentality is. Like, is it too hot to like anime, or is it too
Mm.
popular to like anime, or is it just impossible for like a good-looking black girl just to like anime like the rest of us?
I just think
You're
they're
making us look
weird.
bad. You're just making us look bad, man. And it's hard to attach yourselves to like the anime community when they do nonsense like this sometimes. But it was stinky. I was glad because people were calling them out because I thought sometimes when this happens you get surprising amount of people kind of support it, but men, women, anime lovers, non-anime lovers called them out, and it just made me happy because there's no room for this. I think just shame them anytime they do some nonsense like that. Shame them, and less people would do it. Have the thoughts, keep it to yourself. We don't care.
I
But
just block
yeah,
them.
yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
need
best
to
thing.
see that nonsense in my thing. Just block. In fact, I'm not even on Twitter nowadays because
Smart man.
it's just tiring. But yeah, that we'll put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up next? So I had this thing because I've been watching this show called Delicious in Dungeon, and
Mm.
the way it started, it was quite it didn't come out the gate swinging. It was more of a show where I didn't really feel wowed by it, and this was like 4 episodes in, and then I had to go on my break for a month, and then now that I've come back to it, um, and I've watched up to I think episode 9, I'm like something switched. Now I'm liking it, but my
Mm.
my point is like, what? How long do you give something until you drop it? Because if I had given up at episode 4 because I still wasn't feeling it, I don't think I would have got to the episodes where it kind of started to turn a corner and I've really started to enjoy it. So, um, yeah, how long do you think is reasonable till you drop? And do you think it's okay to judge a series on a small sample size?
I think it's not okay, but I'm the biggest hypocrite in that sense because maybe it's because I've I watch stuff like I like to binge it, so I'm watching a lot of stuff at the same time, and not just anime. I'm reading manga as well. I'm watching some TV shows. So I have a lot on my plate. So for me, it's like if I'm not captured immediately, I don't intend to drop it because like I'll watch it later, but that later becomes like so long that I forget about it. I just can't be bothered to go back to it because it's too long since I left it. So, but I think it's always good to give something a chance because a good example I can remember is Rick and Morty. Because the first episode of Rick and Morty was like there's an old man burping and being disgusting, with an annoying kid with an annoying voice. I'm not watching this. Then 3 episodes in, I just changed my mind. It's like, oh, this is really good. And I enjoyed it. So I think just giving it a chance. I think personally, I like to do like the 3-episode rule. I like to stick to it as much as possible, even though sometimes I don't. And I feel like after 3 episodes, you have to capture me, I feel. You have to capture something. No, even if you're not like amazing, it's not like for example, like Attack on Titan first episode kind of vibe. But I have to be like, you have to draw me with something, like the characters or the story. And I'm like, oh, let's see where this goes. Then I'll stay. But there's nothing like that. Unfortunately, after 3 episodes, I'm dropping you. Even though people are like, oh, just wait till like, episode 10, it'll get better. It's like, nah, it's not for me. That's why I always tell people, like, especially with the One Piece, it doesn't get better in like 50 episodes or like 200. It gets 3 episodes in, if you don't like One Piece is not for you.
Really?
In my
You said
opinion,
that?
honestly.
Wow. 3
It's not
episodes? That's barely anything, though.
I know it's better, but I think you get the vibe of like the kind of comedy, the characters. I feel like you shouldn't be suffering yourself like 20 episodes hoping it's going to get better. Maybe for me, because I have so much other things to watch. I feel like if One Piece was not like capturing me like the first few episodes, I would not be like a One Piece fan right now. That's why I think people say like 200 episodes. I'm not watching 200 episodes in hopes to get better.
That's egregious, but
That's wild.
I feel like I'm just a bit more patient because even if it's like not stellar, I'll keep watching it and then I'll wait it out. I'm very lenient unless it's like really something that really grossly offends me. So
that's true, because after Zom 100, I can see how patient you are.
Yeah, I mean, I watched all of it. I mean, I didn't want to, but I did. And that from episode 1, I knew I didn't like it, but I was still waiting to see. And there was like moments, but it was just no, just never really resonated. Even though, like, I listened to people talk about it and I understood the message, but a lot of the time I was just like, I get the symbolism, but I just don't think it's that deep.
Fair enough. I was going to ask, do you think like your experience of an anime and manga watcher and a manga reader, does it affect the kind of chances you give new series? Because there's the argument of like, oh, when you're recommending like new anime to watch for people to watch, don't give them Attack on Titan straight away, because obviously it's too high of a standard and it's going to be hard for them to get into other animes. So do you think like that experience of like you watch so much good stuff and read so much good stuff, you feel like your standards are a bit higher than most people? Even though you said you're patient just now, but do you think without that your standards would be lower?
Maybe, because I mean, even though I'm patient, I'm very picky with what I watch. I mean, I don't like, even if people recommend me stuff, I don't always watch it because I'm just not sure. And usually if I watch it in my own time, then it's fine. But if someone's like, oh yeah, watch this show, and I'm just like, I'm not always gonna do that, because I mean, sometimes it has backfired. I just remember this one show that someone told me about, and I was just like, yeah, I watched it and it was not great. So after that, I was like, yeah, man, unless I know you've got a good track record, like you've got a good track record, but if you don't have a good track record, I'm not going to listen to you. So I think my years have just made me more picky in what I start, because if I start something, then I'm usually committed. But if I haven't started it, then I'm probably less likely to want to watch it. That's the way I protect myself, at least.
Fair enough. That's good. I think because I really hate, because I think I've been affected a few times, like, oh, you need to watch this. You need to watch this. And how the internet gets and how some people talk. Like, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I watch it, I'm like, I mean, it was good, but I set my expectations so high. Because I don't know, maybe back then I was more naive. It's like, oh, really? Is that good? I get excited. Then I watch it, I'm like, I'm expecting like a 10 out of 10 show.
Yeah.
And the show wasn't bad. It was like a 7 out of 10. But because my expectation was so high, I feel away. It's like, why did I even listen to this guy? So it affected me like some series. Like I said, Rick and Morty took me so long to finally watch that. Or even Game of Thrones. People were shouting about Game of Thrones. We were like, that's what, first 3 seasons still. Even when it was finished. Watch it. Then eventually I watched it. It was like, oh my God, I should have watched this earlier. So it's kind of 50-50. Because like, should I just watch it? Because not everyone is wrong about this, but at the same time, it's like at the same time, I've been led astray, and this series wasn't as good as I expected it to be. So it's 50-50.
I feel that because my friends, I remember in secondary school, they were screaming about Breaking Bad, and because they did it,
Yeah.
I made a pact to never to watch it. So to this day, I haven't watched it still because I was just like, our principle, I'm not watching this show because you guys are talking about it too much.
Damn. The way people talk about it as well, I think that's the reason I'm a bit skeptical, because my expectation for Game of Thrones, not Game of Thrones, sorry, Breaking Bad and what's it called, Prison Break, those two shows specifically, is so high. I'm afraid that if I start it and it isn't good, I kind of do myself a disservice, because I'm expecting no flaws. Every episode's a banger, and if I don't get that, then I feel type. That's why it's like I want to watch it, but I'm also worried in that sense.
Yeah, I feel it. Okay. It's that time. I guess we can, unless you have anything else more to say, do you want to move on to the weeklies?
Yes, sir. We can move on.
Okay. Weekly time. So, okay, Ed, what have you watched or read this week?
This week has been a slow week for me when it comes to watching and reading. It was a busy week at work, so I think I just watched easy watchings, I would say. Something I don't need to pay too much attention to, or not what things I'm on my watch list and I need to watch. So I watched something called Polar Opposites. The best way I can explain is another version of Rick and Morty, basically, but with aliens. And but it's pretty good. It's funny, gives me good laughs. And the characters are they're just fun. Nothing groundbreaking, even though some people like to say it, like Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty, but the way people talk about the show as well, it's good, but it's not the greatest thing that ever existed. But Polar Opposites like that, I think it's just a fun show. It's good. You can tell these guys are smart as well. There's some references I don't understand. I know that maybe I need to a PhD or two to understand this kind of joke, but it also doesn't take away from it, because I said enjoy it. The jokes are funny. Some of the topics they touch on is really funny as well. It's it's just enjoyable. I think it's a good watch. I don't know how people what the general public is about it, because I never hear or see anyone talk about it. But I think it's pretty fun. So yeah, easy watching for me this week.
Okay. I thought you were talking about this manga that I read, and I got excited. But Polar Opposites.
Oh, just a manga called Polar Opposites?
Well, it's called You and I Are Polar Opposites. Yeah. So
I apologize for exciting you there.
No, it's fine. Okay. So on my side, I mean, I finished my month of no anime manga, so I've been slowly catching up with the series. When I came back and seen how many shows I need to catch up on, I was questioning why I decided to take a month off, because I don't have infinite time I was when I was in uni, so it's actually taken a while to catch up. And I could talk about those shows, but I'm actually gonna talk about Hilda season 2 and
season 2 already.
No, I've been watched season 2, and I watched
Oh, okay.
And then they've got a special called Hilda and the Mountain King, and then I've watched half of season 3, but I decided to stop because I didn't want to finish it. So
Hilda has a grip on you, my boy. It's that good.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think what it shines at is just what's at the heart of the show is really just the relationship between her and her mother, and that's one of the best aspects. And all the different adventures she goes on, it's always fun. And there's times where you get frustrated with her, but because she just shows that she's a child, but then you understand because she's a child. And I just like all the fantasy elements, the stuff with the trolls. And then I think season 2 had one of my favorite episodes, which focuses on her pet. So that was a great it's been a great watch. It's a shame that it was so short. I mean, 3 seasons. I feel like it could have been a lot longer, but you know, not these days. Cartoons, it doesn't seem like they run for too long, which is unfortunate.
I mean, before you move on quickly, would you prefer like something that you feel like you could have done a bit more there, or something like runs too long and said, I should have ended it 2 seasons ago? Because I feel like Hilda, like in 3 seasons, I feel like that's just good. There's no opportunity to ruin anything they've done.
Mm, I guess actually I have to see how it ends, but I think probably the first option where you feel like they could have done more. It's kind of like Our House. Our House, they definitely could have done more. And even though it ended with me wanting more, I was still really happy with the series because at the end of the day, I think it maintained the quality of like 8.5 and above for the majority of the series. So even though I was sat to watch it go, I mean, I'm doing my rewatch of that, and I've stopped because I don't want to finish it again. But you know, it's a good feeling. It's not, even though it's sad, it's a good feeling.
Okay, fair enough.
And then I watched The Boy on the Heron last week. It was on my day off. It was good. It was. I don't know how to describe the film. So it was strange, but I liked the story. But in terms of like what I took from it, I'm sure there was some messages that I remembered after I watched it, but they're not coming to me now. But I thought visually, obviously, it was amazing, and I liked. There wasn't many characters. I remember that there was the main guy, the Heron, and then this girl that he was with, which I'm not gonna say much because it'll be a spoiler. But yeah, it was strange. It was strange. It was like it was like there was only like 3 people in the cinema, including me. But it was like a
Oh wow.
I don't know. It was a weird experience, but I definitely think it's something that was worth seeing, and it was a good film. I see why it won the awards, because it was good, but I was just very kind of hard to describe, put into words. It was an experience, that's for sure.
I would like to. You made it more interesting, funny enough, because you're normally really good with your with describing like what shows are. You and Michelle are really good at that, to be fair. I was going to ask as well, like, do you think the voice acting was really good? That's if you watched it in dub.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. I mean, like, some of the people that are doing the voices, I think it was Robert Pattinson who's doing the Heron, and I would have never, if I didn't know that beforehand. I think the voice acting was solid. I think I wouldn't even bother watching it in the Japanese audio. Like, English was great. I thought, yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I think I'm happy because I was surprised it was still showing in cinemas because I thought I missed the train. I was just like, damn. But then I looked in the cinema. I was like, oh, it's still showing it. So I was like, cool. Let me go watch it.
Fair enough. That's good. It's good.
Okay. Well, I guess it's a wrap for this week. We send our well wishes to Rajal. Get well soon.
Yes, sir. Get well soon, brother.
Indeed. Rest in peace to Akira Toriyama once again. Thank you for Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest.
Thank you, sir.
Chrono Trigger 2. And that's all from us today. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Deuces.